The arrival of the Philippines' second weather high endurance cutter with its patrol frigate marks a turnaround for the Philippine Navy and a return to being capable to patrol offshore in blue water and beyond. The ship's range with fuel on board allows them to stay at sea for over a month without refueling. The ships are relatively fast, and with new helicopters coming in December, will allow for better protection of Philippine resources. The former U.S. Coast Guard vessels, which were upgraded 5 times while in U.S. Coast Guard service since they were built, the most recent being in 2001, gives the Philippine Navy 3 times the range of any of its present ships. The long journey from the east coast of the United States was a lengthy one. Months of training for the men and women in tandem with both the U.S. Coast Guard and Navy have given them world-class skills in life-saving, law enforcement at sea, interdiction, and also allowed them to test the ship's main gun versus the killer tornadoes. 5 ships in the Philippine Navy have the same gun system, which can hit targets using modern munitions versus surface, air, and ground targets from over 20 kilometers away. There are more advanced munitions being studied by the Philippine Navy. The gun system is a potent weapon to protect Philippine resources. The Alta Madera 76mm gun can fire rapidly more shells than most other ships in the Philippine fleet in support of naval or marine operations. The BRP Alcaraz and the Gregorio del Pilar, as well as 3 Jacinto-class vessels, all have the same weapon. They will also be fitted with a Mark 38 automated 25mm cannon. In gunnery practice off the coast of Florida, the system worked well. Other countries have procured former Hamilton-class cutters and have upgraded them, some with anti-aircraft and anti-ship missiles, as well as the capability to hunt and find submarines, such as Bangladesh. While the Philippine Navy has 2 and Bangladesh and Nigeria 1 each, and there are still more in active service in the United States Coast Guard. Most reports say the vessels designed for long Coast Guard patrols are more cost-effective than standard naval vessels. One key point is the ship's new A-109 power helicopters, which will cost more than the ships themselves, but will provide an effective link for them to be able to see beyond the horizon. Like the Gregorio del Pilar before it, the Ramon Alcaraz was met and supported by Filipino-Americans and others across the Pacific to see the ship pass on its long journey from Panama to San Diego to Hawaii and then to Guam. The pride was clearly seen in how they were welcomed too. There was a sail past of fishing vessels off the coast of Aurora and later in Quezon Province, along their route finally home to Subic. There is pride in the newest ship of the Navy, which after a short refurbishment and repainting will rejoin the fleet. With about 50 surface combatants, the Philippine Navy is a small deterrent force in ASEAN, but it is growing more credible each day, showing the resolve to keep Filipinos at sea safe and the nation's waters protected. For Good Morning Ross, Mike Cohen for PTV News.